Hello, I'm Alison Bockh and thank you for visiting my website. I thought I'd make this video to save you reading loads of text and to explain a bit about what I do and how I can help you get the garden you want. My role is to help you get the very best from your garden and create the garden that really works for you, one that meets your needs and is designed according to your desires, taste and budget. And how does all this work? Well, to start with, I will visit you at your home and we'll have a detailed look at your garden and a good chat about every aspect that has occurred to you, warts and all, and decide what you want your garden to be. From my first visit, I always ask you, how do you want to spend your time in the garden? Do you want to grow vegetables, sit and sunbathe after a barbecue, have somewhere for the children to play? And of course, what plants do you like and how will the garden mature over the years? Having somewhere to relax with a gin and tonic usually comes pretty high up on people's list of priorities. And this will give me a good overall picture of your desires and concerns and what you're trying to achieve. Once you've decided on the functions of the garden, we can then set about deciding on the form, the structure, and how all those activities can be accommodated for you. I will then send you a summary of everything that we've discussed, and if you're happy to go ahead, I'll return to complete a detailed survey of the site. I'll take lots of measurements, levels, soil type, drainage issues, and so on. And it's from here I'll produce a provisional plan for your garden that addresses your wishes and needs. During the design process, I do a great deal of assessing of the site, its strengths and constraints. I do a lot of research of ideas, structures, plants, a lot of scribbling on the backs of envelopes over dinner. And as ever, it's 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration, but eventually a plan comes together that I feel really works for you. This will include the main trees and shrubs and, of course, any hard landscaping that may be needed. And we'll discuss all of this in detail and go on talking about it and make any changes until you're happy with the plan. At that stage, I can put you in touch with the most suitable landscapers, and together we'll visit you and we can give you a breakdown of costs for any building work. With a plan, he can cost this accurately and give details of materials and a timescale of the build. Now, I work with numerous landscapers and they all have particular strengths, and it's especially useful for me to point you towards the best people to meet your particular needs. For the most part, the plan puts you in control. Some aspects of the site we can't control, such as soil type or the landfall or even the local weather. But your site and its location can offer opportunities that you may not have thought of, and this is what makes your garden unique and interesting. Once you've decided on a landscaper, you might have to be patient. The best landscapers are booked 2 or 3 months in advance. And when they do start, be prepared to expect some noise, disruption and mess, as with any building process. And bear in mind the weather might hold things up. But finally we get to do the fun bit of actually planting the garden. Of course you may want to do this yourself, but if not, I can create planting plans, source the right plants at the good prices and plant the garden for you. And how long will this process take? I think it's realistic to consider that for small to medium-sized projects, from the garden being designed, built and planted, it could take anything from 6 months to a year. I do have a number of larger projects that are going to take 1 to 2 years for various reasons, like it's a major house renovation or has a swimming pool or needs planning consent, etc. And how much will this all cost? Well, as all projects are unique, it's not possible to answer this accurately. My fees depend on the amount of detail in the garden as well as the size of the site. But you do not pay for my doodles and thinking time, just pure research, time at the drawing board and any further visits. It's important to understand that the design usually constitutes a very small percentage of the overall construction, typically less than 5%. What's important here is the plan gives you control. It shows you how the garden will look according to your needs, how it will work, and gives the landscaper a blueprint to work from, so there shouldn't be any surprises. Ultimately, the plan will save you money. Together we've decided on how things are going to look, and your budget will have been taken into account. And the landscaper will have accurate plans to work from, keeping work and costs to the minimum. I can also give you options on how much I personally provide for you. You may just want the plan and want to do any construction and planting yourself, or you may want me to visit during construction and manage the design aspects of the project. But together we can come up with a scheme that takes all that into account as well. A well-landscaped garden is not only a pleasure to be in and easier to manage, it will also add value to your home. And when the time comes to move on, it will make it easier to sell. I love my job. I love creating spaces for people to enjoy being outside. But beyond creating a garden for you, I get a particular buzz if I create a gardener to go with it. If you become enthused about caring for your garden, with growing things and reconnecting with nature, that for me is the best perk of all. If you would like to have a chat about your garden, I'd love to come and see you. My initial consultations are absolutely free and you're under no obligation to take it any further. My contact details are coming up now and I really look forward to hearing from you. And thank you for watching.